POD, drop shipping, and homemade. People who sell online or sell at conventions rely on these services to make products so you, the prospective buyer, will buy from the maker like myself. Though, there are those who say that POD/drop shipping is bad and you should never do it. Well, today we will take a look at it and answer those questions, or the question, print on demand versus homemade. But before we do, let me tell you about my friends at That Sounds Gay. They make homemade t-shirts and accessories that you can wear to show off your inner pride. Remind me never to do that again. Use promo code PandaMDesigns to save 30% off your next order. POD, or as some like to call it, drop shipping, print on demand. Well, what is it? POD, print on demand, is a printing technology and business process in which items are not printed until the company receives an order, allowing prints of single or small quantities. That was the definition that Wikipedia gives. Oh, boring. Oh, come on, folks. I can explain it so much better. So take a look here. Print on demand. Well, let me try to break it down for you using my own shop as an example. I know you're not going to be able to see this correctly, but this kind of gives you this little example. So, customer A orders a t-shirt from my shop. Customer or the shopper. That order is then sent to a company that I choose who will be producing the shirt for me. Once the shirt is printed and ready, they will ship it from their factory directly to my customer without the need of a middleman, me, to do the shipping and printing. All I have to do is pay for the shipping costs and the printing costs. This makes life so much easier, especially for people like me who are designers. However, there are those who say that print on demand, drop shipping is bad for business and everything should be, in quote, homemade, including t-shirts. Well, let me break this down and examine both sides from my perspective as a convention seller. Let's break down and examine both sides from a convention seller. Yes, why should you use it? Well, test the market. When you are selling at conventions, you create a lot of products which you will be selling at a set price to the buyer. How do you know if the product that you made will sell? You are literally taking a risk. Don't get me wrong, that can be a great idea. But what happens if the product doesn't sell quite as well as you originally hoped for? You just spent all that money on supplies and printing costs only for your item not to do as hot. I have a few prints that ended up like that. I've been selling at cons since 2017 and you never know what will sell, hence why I make so many different designs. With print on demand, however, you have a better chance of testing the market without incurring considerably high costs for something that didn't work. And I highly recommend it. By using print on demand, you can test your artwork and designs online to see how well they do, who likes your designs and who actually buys them. And at the end of each month, tally up how much of which design sold the most. And this way you know what to purchase for your next convention to sell without having to worry about the will this or the will that. Now you're gonna get your designs out there. When you're preparing for a convention, you are thinking about the finished product first before the actual design. Your mindset is set to let's make items that will sell. sometimes those designs that you made actually end up just being that, designs, and they don't sell. By using print on demand, say with Etsy, like I do, it allows you to get those designs out there to a more broader audience and trying new items to expand your brand. Be able to offer the same item in multiple different colors and designs instead of just one. Now, when I talk about stuff like that, I look at my pins for an example. When I do a test market, I create pins like this. Two different kinds. This is pin number 1. This is made out of a Shrinky Dink. It's traced on the front and it's hand painted on the back. And pin number 2, same Shrinky Dinks, but this is the inkjet version. I take designs like this that sell well and I convert them to something like this. This is print on demand, hard, made out of metal, and it looks a lot better. Now, stuff like my prints. For print on demand, I only buy what I need for cons. So when I get prints like this, these are 2 examples, I have to go to Staples or to my local print shop and get these printed. Now, if I didn't use print on demand, for instance, I would have to go, when someone makes an order through my online store, I would have to literally go to my print shop, wait till that's printed, that one print, then have to pay for shipping, pay for the print, pay for it to ship out, and hope that it gets there on time. I mean, that's not fun. So I'm all for print on demand. But since we talked about the 4, let's talk about why you shouldn't use print on demand. Not homemade. I've been hearing that quite often. Not homemade. So what do you mean by not homemade? Well, there are people out there that are saying your t-shirt should be made at home using a vinyl cut heat press, and you should make your own t-shirts. Your prints should be printed on your own printer. You should make your own pins. Stuff like that. Sorry if I sound a little snobbish there. But when it comes to people like that, they do have, what's the term I'm thinking? They do have a point. So there's going to be a lot of people that are wanting things homemade. Now, by homemade, it's arts and crafts. You're making paintings, you're making little things all together with your fingers and hands. They want original art. They don't want stuff like this. They want the original. They want the sketched version that you did by hand. They don't want a digital copy, because anyone can make digital copies. And when you talk about pins, now in this case, it's a little bit different. You know, people will probably prefer this over this, but I've sold a lot of both, so I can't really differ on that. Now, quality. Now, when you're using print on demand, you're choosing your own company, but you don't know what the quality of your print's going to look like from that company. So you're taking a gamble, you're taking a chance with your precious design. So when you send to that company, you're hoping that it arrives to that person okay and doesn't come out blurry, because you want it to look like this. Perfect when it's done, especially with the t-shirts. Unprofessional. There are people out there that are saying print on demand is unprofessional. That again, it goes with the homemade. Everything should be made by hand. You should have your own machines to do everything for you. Well, there are people like me that cannot afford those fancy machines. So I rely on print on demand for everything. I buy quantities of prints for conventions that sell that. I just buy just for those conventions. Same with my t-shirts, and same with a few other things, like my stickers now. I just buy what I need just for that convention. Once that convention's over, what's left over, I then take to my online store, or I use them as free prints for my next con, or I keep them and roll them over to the next con. You know, it always works that way. But people are now wanting more homemade, especially when you go to like art contests or art fairs. They want you to have homemade. They will not take digital prints like this unless you can prove that you actually made it. They want something that's original. They want a painting. They want a masterpiece. Well, You know, sometimes there are artists out there that don't do that. They do all their artwork via digital. So, what can you do? So we talked about the pros and we talked about the cons of print on demand. Now for me, print on demand means a lot. I love it, especially being an Etsy seller. It allows me to get my art and prints and designs out there quicker, especially to the demand of the consumers or the customers, which hopefully will be you. Now, again, I do agree with the not homemade quality and unprofessional. I mean, if you're a professional business, a 5K company up there, that of course you're not going to use print on demand. You're going to make things professional. You want things to be done just right, in-house if possible. But for people like me, print on demand actually helps me out a lot. So, what are your choices? Do you like print on demand or would you rather have homemade? Let me know in the comments below. And it's right now, I am still using print on demand and I absolutely love it because it's getting me through this quarantine and this COVID-19. So, what can I say? But for now, this is Rocky Red Panda signing out, and I will catch you on the print side. I got you. I said, usually say catch you on the flip side, but I said the print side. Catch you on the print side. Peace out. If you liked this video, make sure you like and subscribe. That's right, like and subscribe for more videos from PND Studios. And also, make sure to check me out on All Furs Media. That's right, All Fur Media.